Chris Rowe here, Director of Golf, Whispering Pines Golf Club. Today we're going to talk about a theory I came up with, and I kind of found that through watching so many golf swings that everybody had one of two impacts. Now Jim Hardy, who I just admire and respect, he came up with One Plane, Two Plane, phenomenal book. If you hadn't read it, it's wonderful. I kind of took an idea that he had, watched a lot of videos and figured out target impact versus rounded impact. So the modern day golf swing is much different than what the guys, or even the older guys, but I'm going to say I'm 53. So back in my day, we played a club this size. Now to put this in relation, for all the kids that have never seen what it looks like, that's the difference. Okay, this is a persimmon wood on the left, obviously, and it has bulge and roll. Now, I'm not going to go into all of that, but the ball comes off differently than with this PXG driver, where we're trying to hit at the very top of this driver and launch it as high and as far as possible. With the persimmon wood, it's got a lot of curvature on it. So in the old days, I'll go ahead and pull this out. In the old days, when we'd hit a persimmon wood, we also have balata golf balls. Now, anybody under 40 or probably has never seen a balata golf ball in their life. And balata was a tree. And they were so soft that you could take, if you had fingernails, you could actually take your fingernail and make an indention in it. If you hit a bad bunker shot and scold it, we call them smileys. And then the ball would get out around and it almost looked like an egg. So times have changed, but the main thing that changed the golf swing, once again, this is only my opinion, the Pro V1 changed it. Equipment, as far as irons, everything's better, but you can still play blade irons just like Hogan played in the 60s, and they can still produce as long as your setup is right with the makeup of the shafts and the way you're going to play the shots. So the way we had to create distance with these type of clubs and a soft spinning ball is we had to swing way out and really release it as much as we could, which created a lot of spin. Now the balata golf ball spun way more than a Pro V1. A Pro V1's meant to launch and not have a lot of spin off a driver. Now the grade around the greens, obviously they spin, but we could back them up on any greens back in the day because the ball was so soft. But when you're hitting a driver, if you put a modern day golf swing, you couldn't hit the golf ball very far with this club and that type of ball. So the way we created distance is we're going to swing to right field and then release the club as hard as we can to get more distance. So let's try this. This would be rounded impact, to where we're coming around and releasing the club. So this is more hands versus body, and it's really more of an old school swing. And if you watch a lot of the senior tour players, you'll still see these swings. So this is what it looked like with one of these old persimmon woods. You got to swing way out to the right, and that ball is curving like crazy, and then it runs. So in the 86 Masters, Seve was hitting at 300 yards. Greg Norman was hitting at 300 yards with persimmon drivers. That's the way they created distance. Now, let's talk about, let me grab an iron. So you've already seen rounded impact, which means the club is working here, going out and releasing. Now we're going to talk about target impact. And this would be the modern day golf swing. Target impact, and you see tour players all the time doing this little practice move. They're working left and they're not trying to use any hands. So when you see Tiger Woods or Rory with an iron in their hand, you will see that club exit and you don't see the club at this point, versus rounded impact, you would see more of this, okay? So let's put this into perspective. Let's go with target impact. So now I'm setting up, same setup, but I feel like my club is exiting left and I'm not trying to flip or turn it at all. So we'll make a swing right here. And you notice the club exited left, that ball went dead straight Divot's dead straight. Now, let's hit this one and let's go rounded impact. Same setup, same everything, except we're going to swing out and release it more. So here, and a lot of times you'll see those abbreviation moves at the finish. You probably can't see it. Both those balls probably are within 5 yards of each other, but I hit them totally different with the way I was trying to swing it. Find out which one works best for you. The modern day swing, if you have speed and can make that move, that's what everyone's doing. But older guys, or maybe people with less flexibility, that out and a little bit of release will get you the more distance that you're looking for. So rounded impact, target impact. If you have any questions about it, give me a call, come out to Whispering Pines, we'll work on it. But figure out which one of those swings is you, and let's see how good you can play this year.